How's it, everybody? And welcome to the Daily Pigeon. My name's Andy Bumatai, and I will be your host. Now, let me do my little speech for anyone new who might be joining us. Here on the Daily Pigeon podcast, we talk about all things Hawaii, but we avoid politics, okay? Because there's enough places out there where you can argue with people who wear their ideology like a brain tattoo, okay? Here we concentrate on what brings us together, not what separates us. And we do Hawaii news clips, just to give people a glimpse of what's going on here in Hawaii. And we purposely avoid the if it bleeds, it leads mentality. So hold on, let JBC's. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, okay, and we play Hawaii music videos once in a while that I edit on that machine back there, and so they'll feature a lot of places in Hawaii. Mahalo Skylab 4469 for subscribing on the Twitch side. We broadcast into YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn, and X. And we're trying to get into Substack, but I'm waiting for approval. It's been over a week, okay? So now let's talk about the news clips that we'll be talking about today, okay? So let's see, here we go. Boom. Yeah, there we go. So guess what? Hawaii school buses are back. And this is good news for all the parents who have been driving their kids to school for the last couple years. And in Waikiki, they're going to be piloting a program where they use noise cameras. Yeah. I mean, these are cameras that identify loud boombox cars and mopeds with those exhausts that make them sound like, mosquitoes on steroids, right? And then we're going to head to the North Shore and take a look at a gentleman who's doing an eco-friendly tourism that should be a model for so much else that's going on out there. Okay, and then there's a Hawaii news lawmaker who is kind of late. Nani, I'll do it. Okay, let me do it. Okay, it's Nani, and when she's late like that, it kind of throws me off. There's a lawmaker, okay, who is trying to bring nuclear power to Hawaii, which is weird because it's against the law here. So I guess he's planning on changing that law. And the police, as a way to entice new recruits, are thinking about offering childcare. And if we have time, after 20 years, Hawaii has an EMS, that's Emergency Medical Services helicopter. So don't get hurt. Because if you think an ambulance is expensive, a helicopter is hella expensive, all right? So now let's take a look at the chat and who's joining us live here on the Daily Pigeon. Okay, I'll go to the big board, back up a little bit, gives me some time here. Just to give you an idea, let me show you something here. You see the chat there? That's the chat, and this is how far I'm going back. So when I click on something like like over here, Pinnell writes things. When I click on that, boom, it ends up on the screen there. I just love Ecamm Live. So, how's it, Suzanne? Mahalo for joining us here. Felicia, our front row hottie, is here in the Halle Terry in Scotland. I'm not going to read the messages because there's just too many. I want to just say hi to people if you don't mind. I said hi to JBCP, who rated with a party of one. Gil Soto from Texas. There's Devin. She's a moderator. Mahalo. And Nani, who I talked to, is also a moderator and an associate producer. Okay. Steve Danielson, my high school buddy, showing face. There's Scotty Boy with his big fish. Today, Scotty, today on Substack, the note I posted was, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach him to fish, and there will be long periods of time when you won't be able to find him. Okay. And there, let's see what else we got. C. Honda, another moderationizer. Thanks, for being here. Let's see who else we get. There we go. C. Honda. Did I mention C? We have 3 moderationists here today. I'm feeling very secure. Thanks, you guys. And here's Skylab. I spent most of my time going through IMDb every now and then and dumping something I've seen before and wasn't in it. Oh, Andy was in it. Oh, yes, I've done a few things, Skylab, so I appreciate that. Kehaulani, aloha no, James Araki, Lita Ferreira. Oh, did I get James? I don't think I did. Oop, there you go, James. Sorry, I never clickanize you good enough. Monica, aloha, Andy. So refreshing to hear and watch your podcast. One of my daily highlights. Oh, how nice. Thank you so much, Monica. And Koto 808, aloha, Gengi. June Kubasic, thank you. And oh my, see Honda, a $2 super chat. Mahalo. Whoo. Even bigger, Al. It's been a while. I haven't seen you. Well, you're back now, and that's all that counts. Appreciate it. Look, we got a lot of new people here. Trippy More DD. I think that's how you pronounce that. I hope it is. Eric S. Okay, almost at the bottom. Hang in there, gang. Internet Surfer 3000 in the hallway with his keyboard. And that's the way it should be. There you go. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I was on the big board, and then I switched back to this. I don't know. I'm all discombobulated, as is the normal take for this show. So, okay, let's see now. What are we doing? Okay, let's go to the first news item. And again, this one is about school buses being back.
Most public school bus routes will keep running this school year. The Department of Education made the announcement today, just under 2 weeks before classes begin. Stephen Florino has the story.
For the last 3 years, the Department of Education suspended bus routes. But this year, most routes will be running come August 4th.
Right now.
So now kids can tell that joke. Oh, what? You came to school on a small bus?
I feel like it's much improved than when we were at the same point last year.
Yeah, which was no buses. So I'm guessing that's a good improvement.
At this time last year, the DOE announced it was suspending 147 routes across Oahu, Maui, and the Big Island, affecting more than 3,700 students. In a statement, School Superintendent Keith Hayashi said, "We're in a much stronger position heading into this school year thanks to early planning, staffing gains, and creative support options for families." DOE says currently 9 of those routes still not running. One big issue that's affecting Hawaii and the rest of the country.
Early planning, and they make this announcement 2 weeks before school starts. I guess in Hawaii, that's early, huh? What? We get 2 weeks?
A lack of bus drivers.
It's not easy to recruit and retain drivers, and this is happening nationwide. So we really wanted to look at what other options are there.
State lawmakers say they are trying to give the department some tools to try and solve the problem. For example, they did pass House Bill 862 this past legislation.
Shakalaka calls this guy, outside hair. Perfect.
Session, which basically extends Governor Green's emergency proclamation that allows other vehicles, not just yellow buses, to transport students to and from school. But that's not possible right now because, according to La Chica, the DOE's contract with its current bus provider doesn't allow that, so it'd have to be amended.
Who signed that contract? Okay, you can't hire any other buses, even if we can't provide all the buses you need. Okay, yeah, it's just right there on the dotted line. If you don't mind, please sign. Can you use this Sharpie? Okay, thank you.
here urging the department and asking them to work with us, work with the governor's office, and just help us be able to realize this law to its fullest extent.
The DOE is also extending its free express county bus pass to middle school students as well.
Oh, cool.
Previously, only high school students were eligible. And a carpool pilot program is launching for students in central Oahu and upcountry Maui this year. In a letter sent home to parents on July 7th from the DOE, parents urged to apply for bus service as soon as possible as applications are reviewed and approved on a first-come, first-served basis. Priority does go to elementary and special education students.
All we want to do is to help get our kids to school safely. And from my point of view, all I want to be able to do is make sure that every single student has that reliable form of transportation.
Stephen Florino, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Yeah, I love all this urgency and, hey, you don't have that much time, sign up quickly. I guess we could announce earlier, but, no problem. Application to ride the bus. Well, yeah, because they have to, figure out how many there are, how many buses they need. This whole issue is about drivers. They don't have drivers, and this is a national problem. So. There you go. Okay, so let's go to the big board and ask everybody, what? You ain't ride bus for go school, huh? I remember when we lived in Kalihi, right? When we lived in Kalihi, we lived, I don't know, I would guess 4 or 5 miles from where the school was, and there was a bus that ran right between. It was a city bus. Back then, city bus was a quarter, right? When I was in 5th grade, and my dad used to give us each a quarter. I mean, me and my brother, not my sister, but anyway, and he said you can walk one way and ride one way. So you have to decide. So every morning, well, I walk school so I can ride back or what? I know. So the question is, did you ride a bus to school? I know. Yeah, and JBCB says, well, it's because no one deal with the kiki in the school. Yeah, it's a tough job because these kids, they make a lot of noise, and if, I would be good at it because I don't hear that well. Let's like this stream. Oh, mahalo, see, Honda. I guess nobody wants to talk about if they rode bus to school except even bigger Al rode a bus to school, and if I missed it, I walked. And that's how it was, wasn't it? Remember that? Oh, man. I'll walk. Leeward bus. Green and white buses. It was Thomas the Turtle on the leeward side. Was that a school bus or another kind of bus that you rode? Yeah, and JBCP says, I rode, Pokoleti rode the bus home from school every day. The bus is what they call the city bus, and that's the one I rode. That cost a quarter. What did it cost back then, Pokoliti? Let us know. What did the city bus cost when Pokoliti was going to school? I know. Panel writes things. I walked to school 5 minutes away. So hard. Was it uphill both ways, Panel? I know. Whoo. NorCal awesome sauce. Enough hotels already. Just a random comment in the middle of our bus group. Enough hotels. You know what? That's a whole nother, we did a video on that, NorCal. Maybe you can research it. We really talked about, because it's an affordable housing thing, right? People say, well, I'll make a few affordable housing, but you got to let me, build 3,000 other units for $1 million each. See, Honda, in high school, the bus would fly down my street, so I would wait in my house till I heard the bus coming. Wow. You must be able to get out of your house quickly. Yeah. Missed the bus one day, rode my bike after that. Wow, kind of a happy accident, right? June Kubasic says, I rode the bus in second grade and part of third. Then we moved and my mom had to drive us. Oh, well, that's actually, that's a better ride by, my humble opinion. I had to transfer at Ala Moana or downtown on the bus. Again, Pukoliti, do you remember what it cost? Kehaulani, I rode and walked. Then car when I was in 11th and 12th grade. Oh, you got a car? My goodness, sorry. So you had plenty of friends. Hey, what? Kehaulani, you can take us beach. You get car. Well, you get gas money. He's Quara. Moma T-Bird, or is it Mama? All the kids rushed to grab the seat over the back tire. When we go over bumps, they would fly out of the seat. That's funny. Those are like the worst seats when you're an adult, and when you're a kid, oh, good fun. Yep, there we go. Pokoliti says, bus fare was a quarter when I was in school. So we must have been going to school right about the same time, because was quarter. That's right. Okay, so now let's take a look at our next news item. And this one is about, in Waikiki, they're thinking about doing noise cameras. Now, listen to this, and it's kind of interesting.
All new tonight, police are finally getting new tools to crack down on loud mufflers and sound systems on Oahu's roadways. Noise detectors will start being installed next month.
And they aren't cheap. Our Eddie Dowd has an exclusive look at the devices.
Wait a minute. The government is implementing a program that isn't cheap? Alert the media.
They are common sounds on Hawaii's roads.
I'll say that.
But the Aloha State is cracking down. 2 years ago, a majority of state lawmakers passed a bill signed by the governor requiring the Hawaii DOT to start a $2.5 million pilot program.
Whenever I'm out in the district, I get asked a lot about this particular bill that passed 2 years ago about noise cameras. And I just had to tell them, it's coming.
Now it's becoming a reality. 10 of these devices, manufactured by a European company, Soundview, will be installed across Oahu starting next month. They come with cameras and microphones and cost about $25,000 each.
Wow.
The company's website shows just how it works, with this red dot tracking which vehicle a loud noise is coming from that may exceed state or city noise levels.
From our perspective, a bill was passed. We're following the law. We can put them on existing light poles or power poles, or even some areas on the buildings themselves.
Noise detectors are already being used in city and towns here on the East Coast.
What? Did he go to the East Coast for that shot? You know what I mean? And another thing, imagine a guy on a motorcycle and that red dot ends up right in the middle of his head and he goes, give him a ticket. Oh, no, wait. He's Indian.
But Hawaii officials have a problem
Look at this.
figuring out just how loud is too loud.
What was with that other guy?
This is what this information gathering period is going to give us. We'll work with our lawmakers, we'll work with the community to see where we should set that line. At night, when there's no background ambient noise, a whisper can be too loud to some people.
And there is community opposition to the pilot program, like from this Waikiki artist who feels the state should focus on other things.
Like, we worrying about music and mufflers, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Out of anything you could be worried about, we have so much things that are happening. Food is crazy, housing is crazy.
The priority of this pilot program is to make sure that people in our neighborhoods have some peace and quiet.
Steven!
Eddie Dowd, Hawaii News Now.
Steven, that's too funny. This is unfair to the Harley riders. Yeah, well, the loud pipe save lives crowd. Yeah, I know. And Kiana Khan says, I never busted. I walked and ran. Well, no. I walk, run, ride the bike to Farrington to get beat up. You're not the first one to mention that. I mean, Steven said, listen, I walked and sometimes had to run. Well, were you late or is that after school? I remember I literally went to, the same classes with Steven, and both of us had a few precarious friends. I know. Okay. So what do you think? What do you think of loud pipes in Waikiki, or those boombox cars? In my stand-up act, I do this bit where I say, I did an old guy thing. I couldn't believe it the other day. This guy pulls up. He's got his window down. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm trying to listen to Hawaiian music, and I just turned mine down and I yelled at him, "Hey, how about some treble?" Because they only give you the bass. That's what bugs me. Hey, Matt Statter, do you really think Stephen would run if he were late to school? You know what? You got me on that one. That's too funny. And Mama T-Bird says, in my son's Nissan, there is a sport mode. He just pushes the button and it sounds like a muscle car. Well, there are a lot of people that would go, those little cars, they can go fast now. The horsepower that they're getting out of those, 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder cars, but they get loud, right? Some people have those kind of mufflers where you hit a button and it a thing closes and opens and it's loud. Ooh, cop! It close it, So there's that, right? Didn't Eddie Dowd leave news to take care of his father? Could that have been his dad in the car, do you think, Eric? Maybe you're right. I'm not exactly sure. Wow. Cool observation, yes. Yeah, the valved exhaust. Is that what they call it? Valved exhaust? I got it. The bigger the moke Hawaiian wanted, my quarters. I know. Lunch. Hey, brah. You remember this one, Stephen? You ever had this one? Hey, I like your lunch money. No more. Search take. Who came up with that one? Search take. I know. Oh, gee, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was the new rule. Okay. And Lady Misty, oops, clickenized the wrong one because the chat is jumping like one uku. Yeah. Hi, Terry in Scotland. And Aloha State of Mind says, Andy, what are your thoughts on folks that have passed away recently? Oh, let's not go there. There's a lot of places. We're, of course, going to meet Miss Fiji and, Ozzy Osbourne. I called a friend of mine, and we talked about how in our younger days, Black Sabbath had an effect on us and such. I forget the Cosby Kid, Jamal. Yeah, it's sad stuff. Hulk Hogan, who wasn't a fan of Hulk Hogan? A lot of people didn't agree with his political views later on, and that's neither here nor there. But he sure had an impact on WWF or E. Oh, I'm sorry, Malcolm Jamal. Hold on, and I'll show you what I'm reading so I can go here. You see, we're right here where Nani wrote Malcolm Jamal Warner. Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much. We call that the bat phone. She sends me stuff when my brain stops working, which is, every 5 minutes. Whew. There we go. Yeah. Too many. Well, you know what? Guess I've mentioned it a bunch of times in my act. I said, people go, "Hey, Andy, what's it like? Coming up on 72 years old." I said, I made it. There's a lot of people that didn't, especially in my generation. And the first sign that they're not going to make it is they start coughing a lot. So I have nothing to worry about. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at our next news item. And this one here, this is the North Shore Eco Farmer is doing hold on, Nani says, Gil Soto says, Uku Chat. Okay, Uku Chat. Don't know what that means, but we'll move on. On the North Shore, just watch this. It'll warm your heart.
Action on Oahu's North Shore has become an example of sustainable tourism.
And it mixes adventure with conservation. Time to holo holo with Jolani Martinez.
Mahalo, Gil.
This land has history, it's special, it's unique, it's on the shoreline. So I heard about this 15-acre property on the beachfront of Haleiwa, and I just thought, that sounds too good to be true. And so I came out, I looked at it, it was completely overgrown. There was a lot of activity in the area, a lot of trash and stuff.
It was very neglected. It was just trash back here. I mean, it was a community dumping ground for a while. Homeless was living in here.
We took out hundreds of dumpsters of trash. There was a huge homeless camp. We engaged with the homeless and just let them know we're going to be cleaning up, help them to move out, offered.
Listen to this part right here. Offered them jobs. Come on.
Jobs. A lot of them still work with us today, and they still live here on the property.
6 years ago, real estate developer Adam Lee purchased the property and then later started North Shore Stables.
But I saw how beautiful the property could be. So I ended up buying this 15-acre property and then starting to look at just selling it. But as I was here, I just realized, wow, this place is so special. And
Mark, that was a joke. I was doing a bit, but thanks for your concern. And we move on.
I would never find another property like this. So I moved from town into a yurt over here and just started farming.
A yurt?
And thinking of how I could really steward the land and keep it. So I made a decision to not sell it anymore. And then over the years, it grew from a 15-acre farm to 67 acres now.
Wow, where's he
getting the money? And all those changes are highlighted through an ATV tour. Riding along the North Shore coastline, learning about the farm's mission to restoring shorelines with native plants.
This is the beautiful effects of a fully grown-in akuli-kuli patch.
I love
which
this.
is so incredible. It's over this jagged rocks, and can you imagine being able to just go barefoot and run across all these rocks because you have a thick cushion of akuli-kuli.
Riders have the chance to place a plant themselves, choosing from akuli-kuli or pau'o hi'iaka. But the exploration doesn't stop there.
This moku is called waialua, and wai or vine is fresh water and lua is two. So waialua, this is the place where the two rivers join.
That's kind of like Kailua, right? They have the two currents. So I didn't know that about Wailua.
On Cane Hall Bridge. So when we bought this place, Cane Hall Bridge didn't have any railings. It was all falling into the ocean. We restored and repaired the whole bridge, and now it's safe again to cross.
There's livestock and locally grown fruits and vegetables. And although it's a small crew of stewards at the farm, the work continues.
I think that each developer or landowner has to be the steward of their land, and really think about what is this land's best use.
This is Holo Holo with Jolani for Hawaii News Now.
You can tell, they're serious about really taking care of the land when they refer to themselves as stewards, And that is something that, you talk to a lot of the Hawaiian historians, and they said that was the big difference between people who came to Hawaii on boats, with big sails and such, after the Hawaiians had already been here, because the Hawaiians would, quote, give them land. But the Hawaiians, what they meant was, you are now the steward of this land. right? But the first thing those people did was build fences around it and go, get off my land. And the other ones went, what? Because they had no concept of land ownership, you know. It was a very culturally different thing, you know. Okay. And let's see here. And Nani says, folks saying hello on Facebook. Oh, that's nice. I see people with Facebook posts here, so they're showing up. You know, when we throw somebody on the screen like that in the bottom left-hand corner, you see that little Facebook logo? That means they're on Facebook. And here, you know, Pernell writes things. She's on Twitch, right? And then, of course, Aloha State of Mind, you can tell that Aloha State of Mind is on YouTube, right? But very few people other than JBCP13 go to LinkedIn. So, you know, there's that, right? But the quality, evidently, on LinkedIn is supposed to be amazing. So I don't know what's up with that. Okay. Let's see here. And, there's Nani, and she's on YouTube, and she's saying, Happy Aloha Friday, everyone. How nice. Our moderators are the best, I got to tell you. I describe them as helping keep the bowling ball on the alley and out of the gutter because that's that's the direction I tend to spin the ball. Whoo! Give Andy his flowers. Well, thank you. Oh, look at that. Aloha. Oh, people are invoking the icons or avatars or what we used to, the triggers. There were triggers. Yeah, we have a few of those. I don't do them much anymore, but anyway. Okay, what time we got? It's the top of the hour, and you know what? I'd like to make a mention that Augie Toba and myself, we will be in Las Vegas on August 15th. Yeah, there we go. The original disc. There she is. Oh, and here, let me. I have a poster here. I'll show you the poster, and then it'll be easier for you to read. Okay, here we are. We'll be in at the Beach House in Las Vegas, which actually is in Henderson, but it's called the Beach House in Las Vegas. And we'll be there on August 15th, that's a Friday, and the 16th, which is a Saturday. And you can go to augietoba.com to get your tickets. And I don't know if we got andybumatai.com working. You know, if you go there, you click stand up and then you'll see it. But something was wrong here recently. Hopefully we fixed it. But I'll show you how to go to Augie's site here. Okay, hold on. If I click this should be it. There we go. Okay, this is Augie's website here. This is Augie T Live, right? And if you click management right here, see it says home and management. Click management, scroll down a little bit, and boom, there was that. This is where you can get your tickets. Okay. Tonight he's at AmVets in Eva Beach. I might go do a guest set there. I'd forgotten about that. Cool. Okay. So anyway, that's. That. And by the way, Augie and I just booked Pasadena again in November. I think it's November 18th or something. But if you call the Ice House in Pasadena, then I think the tickets are now available there. I went there by myself and sold it out. So I called up Augie, hey, probably go back. So it'll be he and I instead of Kamaka Brown and I because... for a number of reasons. Anyway, Kamaka did great. Don't get me wrong. I love working with my friend Kamaka, but it was Augie was going to be there or something. I forget. Can I remember? Oh, I know. Mean. So I tell you what, gang. Let's take a little musical break and. What's this? Johnny Rocks Hollywood. His birthday is on the 27th. Another friend of mine. Thank you, Nani. I appreciate that. Cool. Happy birthday, Johnny Rocks Hollywood.
Hey, how's it, gangy?
Aloha, gangy.
Beach chillaxing?
Getting chillaxing.
In Maui?
Right, in Maui too.
Yeah, we're all over the place anyway. But
Nalu's ground.
Nalu South Shore Grill, that's where it's at.
Here we are.
Fish tacos, no more. But anyway, when we're not jamming here,
we just jamming someplace else.
or we're listening to the Daily Pidgin Live with Andy Bumatai and the Hammer Jang Gang.
Sorry we've been there, but you know, you're sleeping in the morning, so kind of rough.
But have a good day, you guys.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, there was a few shots of Hawaii in that one, but I remember when I put it together, I was I get a lot of that B-roll from Art List. You know, I'm subscribed to some stuff, so I just like the song, and I was goofing around right there. You know, so, and by the way, when I say, you know, they have shots of Hawaii, that doesn't mean it's going to be exclusive Hawaii, because I'm the only one that shoots that stuff. Sometimes Kamoela Man, way back in the day, he would, you know, contribute some stuff, but it means me going out and, you know, that, whatever. Hey, Lono is in the chat, according to Nani. So let's see if we can find Lono. Where you stay? Oh, there you go. Music is life, right there. How you? Okay, I'm listening. Yeah, aloha, everyone. There we go. We started the show and used your Hawaiian style. You remember that intro I did using heavy on Hawaiian style? Yeah, I kind of renewed that because it said, you know, every morning at 6 a.m. So I had to edit that out and did a version of it. Yeah. We used to be on every morning, 6 a.m. Hawaii time. We did that, I think, for 500 days in a row. Yeah, I know. And couldn't handle after a while. Whoo! Yeah, C. Honda Kamaka was on fire. Yeah, he did very well at the Ice House when we were there. I think it was last month or something. Cannot remember. Okay. We love the UH video. Yes, there we go. I don't have that queued up. I guess I could find it if I had to. Here, and Stream Elements says, listen to more Lono music on his YouTube channel. And this link might be hot if you try to click it, you know. Okay, the only problem with LinkedIn is that it's slow and it's way behind the other streams. That's probably because they're processing more or something, Brian. I don't know what it is, but, you know, there you go. The Lahaina one? Old Lahaina? Yes. That's the one. Here, hold on. Here, I'll play just the beginning of it, and you'll recognize it immediately. No, you won't, because I'm the one that put the footage in. Anyway, it kind of looked like this. Here. I'm sure you need 4 notes to recognize the song you did, but that's the one. And then we went through Old Lahaina, of course, before it burned down. Whoo! Okay. Andy, there's no window cling for car and the Daily Pidgin merch. There's no window cling for, I don't know what that means. I don't get it. New T-shirts on the way. Oh, you mean you're trying to order something and we're selling window clings? I have no idea. Let's go here. Okay, now you see how easily I'm distracted. This is really sad. Okay, so if we go here, this is my website, right? And first of all, let me see if you click stand up, then you go here. Now you see this, right? And again, if you click that, nothing. If you click up here, nothing. Event link down here. Yeah, there's. See, that's why this should be hot, but it's not. So I don't know. I don't understand it enough. Shakalaka does the website, and her and Nani kind of figure that out. So I'm sorry, but again, AuggieTLive.com will in fact work. So. I'm getting messages from people, hey, trying to buy tickets, how do I do it? Yada, yada. But anyway, we got a little bit of time, so hopefully that'll be fixed soon. Well, I know. Look at this. And he says merch. Well, we sell merch, believe me. You know, the merch site looks like, I think it's this here. This is the type of thing we have. We have, you know, like tote bags, and this will cycle around, cups and T-shirts and Daily Pidgin. There's a coffee cup, and you know, enough already. I really thought this would start selling more. You know, and this is a Daily Pidgin sticker. You know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm not good at pimping that kind of stuff out, but anyway. Lita, poor Lita. She came to the Ice House last time and they were sold out. And I know. Better get tickets now for the Ice House in November. Don't want to be one ticket left time. Yeah, she goes to the website. They say there was one ticket left. She rushes down there. They say, oh, I'm sorry, it's sold. Oh, I felt terrible. Okay, there we go. What's this? No, shocked UKAC not up to snuff. Hope that was the worst of the experience. Private conversation, avert your eyes. Don't know what she's talking about. But then again, it's not the first time I have been completely out of the loop. There we go. Okay, let's do another, a little news item here. And if I am not mistaken, hold on, I'm going to go here so I can see that there is a lawmaker in Hawaii who wants to bring nuclear power to the 50th state. Now, I'm going to follow this story because it's actually against the law here to do that. But, brother, like, do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should be this one.
The Honolulu Police Department is exploring new ways to recruit.
Nuclear power has long sparked debate, from its risks to its potential as a clean energy source. Now a state working group is set to explore whether it could have a future in Hawaii. Here's Stephen Florino.
I don't know.
The cost of keeping the lights on in Hawaii is high.
We spend more than 4 times the national average for our utility bills. And we have...
Did you hear that? 4 times the national average.
So much solar and wind on the grid, and we know that sometimes Mother Nature doesn't play to our desires.
As part of the state's goal to reach 100% renewable energy by 2045, lawmakers passed a resolution this session to form a working group to talk about bringing nuclear energy to Hawaii, even though the technology still isn't ready.
I'm a believer that if the science is going this way, the policy should be meeting it at a certain point rather than the science having it ready for consumer use and then we figuring out the policy.
It's having conversations, but it is.
That is, I agree with that completely. So often tech, it's going boom, and then lawmakers go, have you heard about email? So got it.
Wasting public time and money to explore something that common sense, if you know anything about this industry, says is just not even a good idea.
Some say this is not the nuclear of decades past, like Fukushima or 3 Mile Island. Technology, better, and small modular reactors, or SMRs, could.
And the old nuclear reactors never have one guy wiping them with Windex. That's the difference right there. Hey. Come on.
Work in Hawaii, but others mention nuclear waste, costs, which at this time are not known, and the health risks.
They can and do lead to increases in breast cancer, leukemia, birth defects, infant mortality, those types of problems.
So we need a better option. And nuclear has the potential to provide some of that base load. It is a firm source of energy. But
it's been a while since I've heard somebody do that upspeak where they end their sentences and go up at the end. I didn't know that was still around.
Now the technology, again, it's too nascent.
Even if this working group was in favor of bringing nuclear energy to Hawaii, there's one big problem. It's actually illegal here per our state constitution. So to change it, it needs to be approved by both 2/3 of the state House and 2/3 of the state Senate. The working group is scheduled to convene in September and have a report ready for lawmakers before next session.
Here we are 40 or so years later, and I think the technology has changed, the world has changed, and Hawaii needs to change.
Ultimately, we have to keep the lights on and we have to do it at a reasonable cost. And we keep all options on the table.
Stephen Florino, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Yeah, and Pokoliti says, I don't know. We're kind of prone to earthquakes around here. Ooh, yeah, I know. Let's get this on the big board here. Brian says, false news. No swim in the waste fuel pond. I know. Oh, the blondes in Cali do. Oh, the upspeak thing? Really? They still do that? No. Happy Aloha Friday. Have a great weekend. You taking off, Felicia? Okay, thanks for showing face. Cool beans. Karen. Yeah. C. Honda says, saying hello to people. There we go. Hey, brother Sam. I know. I was thinking about you the other day, bro. You ready for do one Zoom guest, guest call kind of thing? We have 14 nuclear power plants in Pearl Harbor every day. Yeah, the ships, right? That made a law to make it illegal, but they don't want to bother. Okay, wait, let me just bring that back up so we can read it again. Now they made a law to make it illegal, but they don't want to bother with the cash cow in the Navy. Yeah, there you go. You see? Okay. Brother Sam, I'm serious, about this Zoom thing, okay? think about it. Get your camera and lighting and mic together if you feel like doing it. If not, I'll stop bugging you. And JBC. So why no geothermal in Hawaii? Get lava, hot steam. I'm not going there. I am not going there. Young ladies still speak in vocal fry. They end low. What? Vocal fry? I've never heard that. I learned something today. Ooh. Maria Klein says, aloha si Honda. Oh, people say. Ooh. Let me know. Always happy to help. Well, no, it's not about helping. It's just, people are asking, what you're up to. So it'd be kind of nice to just, do a split screen thing. I can put it together. Well, I'll tell you what it'll kind of look like here. Let me show you. And, it would look like this, except you'd be where the poster is and I'd be here. And, we talk story. And then I would throw, what people say, and it would look like this where they jump over there, okay? We don't need nuclear waste against our kuleana. Yeah, see what I'm saying? So anyway, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, But, whatever you feel like, when you feel relaxed or whatever, But again, I'm getting a message. What was that? The brother Sam from Cheap Eats and, or or whatever that food show was. Yeah, I'm a combo of vocal fry and upspeak, depending on the context of my speech. Vocal fry is considered part of a Pacific Northwest accent. What does it sound like? I don't understand how somebody would go down. They do that? They say, so, have you been here a while? Hey, I'm telling you, are you going to drive your car? Is that what they're talking? Local fry? I don't know. Anyway, by the way, Brother Sam, if you want to, email me and, not do stuff in public, this is the email address where you can, I check that all the time. It's the one I use for Substack also. So, there we go. I've been all over Substack lately. I post a lot of stuff there I really like the groove, what's going on over there. And but I don't think they're okaying my ability to go live on Substack because I'm live on so many other platforms. And I you're going to hate this. Talk about geeky. I read their terms of service looking for, no, you can't do that. I couldn't find it. Which is not to say it doesn't exist. It's just to say that I couldn't find it, okay? I know. Anyway, Brother Sam says, local fry is talking or singing in your lowest register. Here's another fancy word. First, what is that? What was the other word? And now Monoglonian throat singing in vocal fry. What was the other one? Pyroclastic. Remember when Brother Sam dropped pyroclastic? I think it was another thing. Wow, how long is that document? Oh, Ma, you got 2 violations on that one. You guys crack me up. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, and Nani. And then we'll go to our next news item. Hey, gang, check out Lono Music here. Okay? So we got about 6 minutes. Mongolian, I spelled it wrong. Yeah, like I would notice. Are you kidding? You're too funny. I almost got pyroclastic trying to read Mangolani. The dyslexic saw this word and I went, Mangolani? What is that? One mango from heaven. I don't know. Anyway. Whew. Okay, there we go. There, yeah, that was a perfect hit on the middle of my face. Okay, let's see what cameras aren't working. Okay, this one's still working. Hey, there you are. All there. Okay, yeah. And let's see, this one here. Oh, I knew it. Frozen cam. There we go. This one is frozen. But, you know, if I hold real still, no one will notice. Okay, is this working? Yeah, this one's working. Okay, there we go. Oh, man. You know, I got to turn those on once in a while. I go through all this trouble configuring them and then never use them. So what's up with that? Okay. So let's see now. Oh, hey, there's Don Ho. It's got to be JBCP. He's the only one that still uses that. Yeah, I knew it. Boom, look. See, there's him invoking Don Ho. Whew, Andy is no slouch. He's got perfect posture. Oh, you think so? Oh, man. Oh, wow, the hair. I know. There we go. He's talking about, that's C. Hondo's talking about JBCP. Okay, so let's see now. Oh, Uncle Don. Yeah, Uncle. Yeah, I used to have the, you know, I used to be able to invoke, you know, like just in full-on invoke Don. You know, I tell you something, brother Sam. You should end this show. No, I think it would be good exposure, you know. And remember, exposure is what killed the Donner Party. Okay? Good boy. Wait, now, there was that. Oh no, that was the ghost of Don Ho slapping me on the back of the head. Okay, did we do all our, let's see, nuclear power? Yeah. Oh, we have one left. You know what? And it's good because what's the time? Oh, we got about 3 minutes left. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Jeff called me today, my long time friend and fellow geek. He has a 2019 MacBook that he's selling. If anybody's interested, and if he went through it, it runs like a champ. It's got 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage. Now it's an Intel Mac, you know, but you know, back in 2019, they were built like trucks, and this is a 15-inch, so it's pretty big. So, you know, Jeff, how can they get in touch with you if someone's interested in that laptop? You know, he asked me, and I went, you know, I don't buy those kinds of laptops for one reason. I'm broke. Yeah. I'm still waiting to get paid from the Ice House. We'll see. Okay, there we go. Is he? Oh, but he's on Facebook. How much? You know what? I don't wanna talk price on the air because you know how that goes. But are you interested, Matt Statter? I can connect you two guys together if you are. But I got to tell you, something like this, you know, in my estimation, it's probably, don't quote me, about 800, somewhere around there, you know. And again, I had a 2016 laptop that I gave to someone, and they're still using it. They were built like trucks back then. Who? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. No Comment knows the cost. It's $100 million. Yeah. So it's between like 800 and 100 million, somewhere in there. Thank you, No Comment. I was I'm not good at that whole, you know, Price is Right thing, so I really appreciate that. Okay, this last one is about how after 20 years, they have an emergency helicopter, which is good news for the people on Kauai, you know, that need to be, or, you know, or Maui or different islands that need to be flown to services, medical services that are only available on Oahu. Okay, so let's watch.
All new at 5. For the first time in nearly 20 years, Oahu will soon have an air ambulance chopper.
AMR will offer the service for critical patients. Tonight, our Lynn Kawano tells us how it'll save lives.
The new chopper will be able to take patients directly from the scene across Oahu to a trauma center in a fraction of the time it takes a ground ambulance.
In a fraction of the time, not a fraction of the cost, because I promise you, you try to rent a helicopter just for, like shooting and, doing any kind of production work for a video. They're at minimum $300 an hour.
Distance and traffic are major obstacles for transporting patients on Oahu, especially during rush hour. AMR will soon be adding a chopper to its fleet of response units.
Cool,
This
look
is
at
the aircraft expected to be on island later this year. An H-130 model currently in California, it will be packed onto a barge and shipped to Honolulu Harbor.
This helicopter is going to allow us to be able to get patients with stroke or a heart attack or a really bad traumatic accident into the services that they need much faster than the ground ambulance.
This is something that's really needed here. Not every day, but when it's needed, it can shorten the transport time of critically ill patients from places like the North Shore, west side of Oahu, Makaha.
Currently, Maui and the Big Island have the air ambulance chopper service. This one transported a patient from Kona to the Queens Medical Center at Punch Bowl on Monday.
From Kona?
AMR's parent company, Global Medical Response, fronted the cost of the new aircraft, but patient health insurance will keep it in the air. The service, once provided by the military, hasn't been offered on Oahu since 2006.
Bring critical care to the scene of the call is what's different than a fixed wing where we would have to land at an airport or a designated landing zone. So this will actually be able to bring critical care right to the patient.
So there's a number of hospitals on Oahu that have helipads.
Hold on, I want to bring up Mad Statter's thing because I thought the same thing. Why doesn't it just fly to Hawaii? They don't have the fuel capacity. It's 2,500 miles, right? This doesn't. I think the range on this thing is, maybe 500 miles, something like that. Anyway, and back to stop it. Okay, we got to get back to the story here.
Is certainly one of them. Also, Kaiser Moanalua has a helipad. Tripler Army Medical Center does as well.
The service is expected to help ease the burden on the county emergency medical services, too.
If it's a multiple patient incident, the helicopter can take one or two of the most critical patients.
Cool.
And then the ambulance or ambulances on scene can then take the other patients.
The aircraft will arrive on Oahu in October and should be up in the air about a month later. I'm Lynn Kawano, Hawaii News Now.
Okay. So
most public school bus routes will keep.
So Jeff, it says, is the address right, Jeff, or is it right, Jeff at hotmail.com? I think it's right, Jeff. Is that it? But this is for the laptop, folks. Is that correct? And Jeff wants, look at that, well under $100 million. $600. Wow. Nope. Oh, sorry. But you seen my left hand going for the email? No, I know. Okay, so he wants $600. Now again, this is I think 2019, a 15-inch MacBook Pro. Now these I'll say old Macs. The cool thing about them is they have the ports. You know what I mean? The new ones you get, an earphone and want two, USB-Cs. These ones had, I think, HDMI and a slot for the, SD cards and all that cool stuff. So anyway, okay, helicopter for skinny people, or large brothers too. I'm guessing, if they can get you in there, they could fly and, because I know what you're saying, brother, Okay, yeah, so it is, so it's right, Jeff. There we go. Right, Jeff at hotmail.com. Whoo, look at them. Wow, it's really 1,500 miles as the horse flies. I had no idea. What are you talking about? From California to Hawaii? Somebody correct me. I thought it was like 2,500 miles. No? Okay. Hold on. Let's try it. Oh, wait, here. Hey Siri, how far is California from Hawaii? Waiting, working.
I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again later.
Aw, she's having trouble. Please try again later after the show is over and nobody care. Okay, I'll do that. Ooh. Yeah. And it has MS Office. It's with MS Office, and it's a 2019. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, look, see? Thank you, brother. More fast than Siri. Yeah, like 2,300 miles. Oh, and here comes JBCP with 2471. I was right around 25, right? Yeah, there. And then here's Madstatter. I thought it was more like 2,500 miles. There we go. Yep, it is. Oh, it's 2,500. Hey, I'm starting to feel half smart, you know? There we go. New Zealand is over 2,000 miles to Australia, which blows my mind. Wow. Is it? There you go. Okay, gang, that's the show. Thank you so much. We'll be, last Tuesday, I thought it was Friday and said we'll see you again Tuesday, so I'm gonna try not to screw that up. We are now on Tuesdays and Fridays, 3:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, and and we're on all the platforms that you can see that we're doing here. So, and mahalo for watching. A special shout out to our moderationizers, which is Nani Aloha, Devin, Rick S., who's up in his cabin and couldn't be here today, and C. Honda. Right? Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate it. I hope I didn't miss anybody. And we're going, wait a minute. Fancy graphic for all the people watching. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. And shakalaka. Whoa, almost forgot shock. Thank you so much. Nani Aloha for putting it on the bat phone. I knew I missed somebody, just didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? That's right. And if can, rubber band, please subscribe if you haven't already. We could use it. Okay, because if I lose this job, it's back to the streets and it's your cars I'm robbing. Okay, we're going to hit the button. You ready? Here we go. Doot, doot. Did I